she was so overjoyed. She came in, she still had every scar on her face. She did her makeup really well. It was life-changing for her.
Welcome to the Beauty Talk podcast, where we feature how the best medical practitioners help their patients to look better, younger, and healthier. Now, enjoy the show, and here's your host.
Daniel Gao here. I'm the host of Beauty Talk. We feature the top medical practitioners in health and beauty, both inside and out. I have Jennifer Ann Lowe, who is an expert in medical aesthetics and the founder of the Ann Lowe Center for Aesthetics, a renowned boutique medical spa in the Lehigh Valley. She has built a practice centered on helping clients achieve natural, radiant beauty without the pressure of unrealistic standards. She also frequently appeared as a thought leader on WFMZ TV, 69 News at Sunrise, to share her insights and educate the public on topics such as sun protection, anti-aging treatments, and skincare myths. She leads a highly skilled team of certified nurse injectors, nurse practitioners, and licensed estheticians, all united by a shared philosophy of providing luxurious, results-driven treatments tailored to each individual. So Jennifer, welcome and glad to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Yes, let's dive right into it, Jennifer. How did you first get interested in aesthetics?
So I was 24, and it really wasn't super popular at that time. It's many, many years ago. So friends of mine said, "You always do your eyebrows so beautifully." So I started thinking about the industry. I didn't even know what an esthetician was. And I went back to school. I was working in a dental industry at the time as an assistant, and everyone tried to talk me out of it. And I fell in love with eyebrows, and I wanted to work for a plastic surgeon. And I went ahead and I did that.
Nice. So what are some of the most common treatments that your clients come to you for?
They come for our signature facial, which is like the tri-level peel.
Mm-hmm.
So Botox, fillers, anything aesthetic, facial.
Got it. And I know that you've been brought on as a thought leader on skincare. So can you talk a little bit more about the skincare side? Like there's this whole idea of aging gracefully. So can you talk a little bit more about that skincare and that aging gracefully, how people are able to do that?
Right. We do want our clients to be able to afford skincare and age gracefully, but also look really good doing that, prevent aging. So the skincare piece, we have our own skincare line, Ann Lowe line. It is pharmaceutical grade, which the medical ingredients are proven clinically, and they really don't break the bank. So it's affordable for our clients to stay youthful.
Okay. Now, when it comes to the sun damage part of it, so I mean, skincare, then there's the sun damage. I would say is probably one aspect of that. What do people need to be aware of when it comes to sun damage? Because I think that there's some myths out there as far as how much sun should you get, how much sun should you avoid. So could you shed a little bit more light on that, on what people should be aware of?
Yes, they should be aware that sun damage is not just spurred on by the UVA and UVB rays. It's not just because of sun, it's actually heat related too. Your body makes melanin, and melanin is what makes the color. So the heat will stir up those melanin cells, and you in turn get more pigment. So the more exposure you are to outside, the sun, to the heat, and your ethnicity also plays a part. So it depends on where your ancestors are from. Like I am very white, okay? But my family is from Italy and Czechoslovakia. So I get pigment very easy. Where someone Irish descent, sometimes they'll get pigment, but it fades very quickly. Their skin is. So it depends on where you're from. And to protect it, wear sun protective clothing. You definitely do want vitamin D. We are about whole health. You just have to be careful and limit that sun exposure.
Okay. Now you did mention as far as heat goes. So how much important is it on the heat side versus the sun side? So for example, let's say someone is in a colder area of the world and they're getting lots of sun versus someone that's in a very, very hot area of the world, but they're not getting much sun. Is it almost going to be similar as far as the melanin, or do you have to be in the sun to really get that production?
I still believe sun plays a very large role,
Mhm.
but yes, it's the sun and the heat together that's really will help promote that melanin to make more pigment in dark patches.
Got it. Okay. So when it comes to protecting yourself, I mean, I know it's good. You want to have sunscreen in some situations. You want to have that sun protective clothing.
Yes.
I have seen some people go a little bit overboard on that as well. Case in point, my mother, she's always like really like not being out in the sun, like having like the hat, having the clothing, having the sunscreen anytime she goes out, and then she's gotten to the point where it's like, okay, now she's lacking the vitamin D side of it. So she needs at least a little bit of sun. So how
Right.
much time in the sun would you say in general would people need or should they be getting on a daily basis?
So I say 10 to 15 minutes. We don't get the vitamin D in our food as much anymore either. So a lot of times, a lot of our clients supplement vitamin D. But I am a big believer that you should protect your skin with mineral based sunscreen. I am one of those people that wear the hat. I'm tiny, so all you see is a hat walking around the yard, but at the same time, I'll let sun hit my legs, my arms to get that vitamin D.
Okay. And are there certain times of the day when you should be getting sunlight, when you should be avoiding sunlight? Like, does the time of day really matter when it comes to this?
I think it does. I know that when I garden, I'm out very early in the morning or after dinner. That they say 12 to 3. I think it's like 11 to 3. You do want to be a little bit more cautious. The sun is hot, it's there, it's bouncing off water. So if you're on the water wearing a hat, you still have to be careful of that reflection.
Okay, that's good to know. Now, when it comes to then the areas of your body that's getting sunlight, does it really matter? Like, should you really protect your face first before anything else, or like overall body, or there's certain areas of your body that should be getting more sun? Does that really matter as far as areas on your?
It depends on your goal. So, obviously, with skin cancer on the rise, you do want to be careful and protect. Sun damages your skin, breaking down that it makes it saggy and the elasticity. So, it really is your choice. I do protect my entire body. I put lotion on, I put sunscreen on, I wear sun protective clothing. I don't want the sun damage on my arms, my hands, my legs. So yeah, I do think it's everywhere.
Got it. And you did mention when it comes to the sunscreen that you wear mineral based.
That's
So
correct.
what does that mean? And then how do people know, like, is this mineral based? Is this not mineral based?
So you really need to look at the ingredients. We carry a brand, Glow Minerals. There's all type of mineral brands out there. It has titanium dioxide. We stay away from anything that has the chemicals in it. So everything we have is a mineral based titanium dioxide, and it deflects the light away. So, anytime you put something on your skin, it's going to absorb. So again, I do say, wear your minerals on your face, your neck, even your legs. They have creams that have mineral base, but that's where that sun protective clothing. And I know not everyone's going to do that, but you do want to be a little cautious.
Okay, good to know. Now, Jennifer, I want to talk a little bit more about your practice itself and really what differentiates you and your practice from others in the industry. I know that your team is a really big part of the journey that you've gone along. So could you talk a little bit more about that, like how you developed your team, what your team does, like the quality of your team, things along those lines?
Sure. It definitely is always learning. I'm learning every single day, but you really have to choose people that are of your same value system. My brother in law owns a very successful computer company, and he mentored me. He sat with me and said, look, I'm going to tell you every mistake, and you're still going to make them. So over the years, I've learned that if the person in my office doesn't reflect the values that we have, it's not going to work. So my team is extraordinary. We all look out for each other. We care about our clients. We stick to our core values, and we do what's right by people. I watch them every day. I don't provide anymore. So I watch them every day take care of our clients and do right by them.
And so I'm sure that throughout your experience, you've also seen, maybe you've experienced this yourself, but I'm sure you've also seen it in other practices as well. what is the biggest difference when you bring people in, they have that shared philosophy, the shared core values, and they deliver that to your clients versus another practice where they don't have those shared core values, where it's just kind of every person for themselves? What does that mean when it comes to the person coming into your door and
Right.
expecting treatment? What's the biggest difference between those two scenarios?
I think what I've seen the most is that, and my clients have said this to me because I have developed relationships with them for 26, 28 years. They know that if I hire them, they can trust them. There's no competition. My team, they back each other. If, say someone has to not able to come in that day, but they have an appointment, the provider can't come in, another provider will help and make sure that client gets back with the original provider.
Mm.
So I think the competition isn't there. It's a culture where we back each other, we're there for each other, we help each other. I've watched the estheticians call each other in and say, hey, could you look at this person with me? I need another set of eyes. I just don't see that in a lot of other practices. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that's very special. I think the personal touch and the way we all work together really make a difference here.
I think it's also a good point that you bring up as far as bringing in other team members in to look at a situation. So it's not about like, oh, this is just my person and I don't want to give them anybody else, but you're really getting, I guess your clients are getting the full experience, the full knowledge and expertise of your entire practice and the collective knowledge of everyone.
Correct. Correct.
Got it. Now, when it comes to the educational part, so how you educate your patients, which I'm sure it's a really big part of what you do, because I'm sure you get people coming in, they have questions like the ones I'm asking you about skincare, but also other areas of health and beauty as well. So
Right.
what's your philosophy, or I guess approach, on how you and your team educate your clients on the benefits and really what's the pros and cons of the treatments that you offer?
So the initial consultation is probably the most important. We do not rush people. It's not, well, you're coming in for a tri-level or a facial, radiance facial. So that's what we're going to do. It's really sitting down, looking at the client, finding out their lifestyle, finding out, even helping them financially to achieve their goals. We take a lot of time during that consultation to really find out what their goal is. We give them options. We look at every aspect. We even look at where, we're adding the IVs. We have IVs here and wellness. So we're looking at their health. I think that consultation is key to helping them map out what their future is.
Mm. And when it comes to, you mentioned the health side of it, because I think a lot of people don't necessarily equate medical spa with health. They equate it more with the aesthetic side. So
Right.
are you kind of seeing a little bit more, or is it something that you've always had in your mindset that, oh, we want to focus on the health side, not just the aesthetic side?
I've been wanting to do that for about 5 years. And in the last year and a half, I really made sure that happened. I saw a shift in the industry. People really want to take care of themselves. They want to feel good. And I've always been a true believer in your skin is a true reflection of what's going on in your body. So to get them, we don't just see them once, we see them for 10, whatever years. I mean, I've watched some of my clients' children, ages me, I know, but grow up and now they are getting married. So we want to help them through every stage, feel good, be healthy, look good, and they appreciate that. If you feel good, you're going to show that.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to look that.
And you said that you're starting to see this shift. Do you think that this trend will continue in this direction where people are looking for more, trying to fix it from the inside out instead of the outside in?
I absolutely do. I still very much believe in Botox and fillers. Don't misunderstand me. I love it. I love the industry. But yes, I think it is a real holistic approach. And I see it. Questions being asked more and more, people asking me about it. So I do think that shift is going to continue.
Okay. And I'm sure that there's a lot of misconceptions and myths that you hear about the treatments that you provide. Are there some common misconceptions that you hear just all the time, or some common myths that you hear just all the time?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, of course, unfortunately, with, you know, different media, celebrities, being
Mhm.
overfilled, um, there is a way to do it properly. Um, so I think people think filler, they think it's like a gallon of filler
Mm.
rather than, a fifth of a teaspoon. So that education and setting that expectation is key to helping them understand that it could be done correctly
Mhm.
and safely.
And you mentioned as far as certain media outlets, so I'm sure that you get people coming in sometimes with photos from Instagram that are
Mhm.
heavily filtered or doctored and like
Mhm.
look just like this. So
Yes.
what would you do? I guess how do you handle situations where people come in with just unrealistic expectations?
Yeah, that it happens, and we really do. That's where the education comes in. We have our arsenal, our lookbooks of before and afters, where we could show them actually how many syringes to achieve what. So here's a picture of someone who had two syringes. Here's someone who had seven syringes. Um, the more visual we can be in that educational area, that whole consultation, the more we can help that client set expectations. And we don't filter. Um, we do point out when certain pictures are filtered, like, and with AI, you just never know.
Yeah.
So it definitely is a little bit of a challenge, but I would say for the most part in our area, we have such amazing clients. They're down to earth. They
Mhm.
trust us, and we set the expectation, and they don't want to look overfilled. They
Mhm.
want to look like themselves, but just a little hydrated and younger.
Mhm. Okay. So it's more about trying to naturally look 5, 10 years younger, not looking like a cartoon character.
Right, right. It's just not who we are.
Yeah.
So I think you attract who you are.
That's a very good point. Yeah. And I think that it's very, very telling in that sense is that whatever your philosophy is, the type of clients that you're going to get is going to match that philosophy. And the
That's
ones
right.
that come in with those unrealistic expectations, I'm sure that you, as you mentioned, you try and bring them down to reality. But if they're
Right.
insistent, I'm sure that you would tell them we're not the best fit for you because
Absolutely.
we're not our physical
Absolutely.
doesn't match what you're looking for.
Right. I would much rather have someone go somewhere where they are comfortable. I would never want them to come to us and not be happy.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good for anybody.
Yeah. Yeah. It has to be a match between the provider and the and your client.
100%.
Now, Jennifer, what role do you believe artistry plays in your approach to client care? Because I mean, when people think about medicine, it's like artistry. Like, why do you need to be an artist? Just be a scientist. Like, learn medicine and apply the
Right.
medicine. But in the aesthetic side, it's a little bit differently. So,
Absolutely.
what role do you think artistry plays?
I think it is incredibly huge. Our providers here definitely are artists. I always ask on the interview if they have any hobbies at home that pertain to art. We always called it fun medicine, but now with facial balancing and understanding how symmetry really helps somebody be balanced and look youthful, artistry is huge.
Mm,
So if they don't have that artist eye, it's going to be really hard to pull off what we do just scientifically and
mm,
clinically.
mhm. So you can understand the techniques, you can understand scientifically everything that has to happen to get a very good result. But if you don't have the artistic eye for it, it's gonna be very, very hard.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have an injector here that she and I will look at somebody and we don't even have to speak.
Mm.
And we're like, oh, okay, we know. So, yes, that art is huge.
Okay. Now I want to dive into some of your clients.
Sure.
I'm curious about if there's one story that really comes to mind as far as maybe one case that was just really, really tough that came in, and really how you were able to get them a successful outcome in the end. Do any stories come to mind?
Yeah, this was many years ago. It impacted myself and other people here. She was a burn survivor. Because of working at the hospital, I still get referrals. And she had some pigmentation from the burns that wouldn't go away. And I knew that her goal was to get married to the man she was with. And so I sat with her and taught her how to really do makeup, offered just a 1 or 2 sessions with a laser we have for pigment. The pigment went away within 3 weeks. She was so overjoyed. She came in, she still had every scar on her face. She did her makeup really well. It was life-changing for her in the fact that not only did she have her confidence and you could see the joy coming from her, but she decided to get back into the workforce, and that she was very uncomfortable in her skin. And she said that all the time. She never looked up. She came in a completely different person. And right there, that's why we do what we do.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a very powerful story, that one, because it's when people think about the aesthetic industry, they think it's all about vanity, it's all about looks.
Mm-hmm.
But when I ask providers all over the country, I ask them, what's your most powerful or memorable story? It's almost always someone that felt like they weren't comfortable in their own skin. They felt like they were deficient. They felt like they just wanted to go back to being normal.
Right.
When you
Right.
help them get back to that, it just changes the entire world for them.
It's such an emotional situation for so many men and women. It's so about confidence. And you hear that, oh, you want them confident in their own skin. It's so much more than that. I've seen people walk in the doors here in such a bad way and leave just bright and happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's really not just about the vanity part people feel. Yeah.
I guess it's about helping them be the best version of themselves.
That's right.
Yeah. Now,
That's right.
we talked a lot about skincare here, Jennifer. So, what would you say? What do you think people get wrong about skincare the most? And how would you help them shift that mindset to change their thinking about skincare?
I think following trends is probably one of our biggest challenges that they will come in and say, I heard this, the latest and greatest is so amazing. And I've heard this for years. And now with social media, it is exploded. So, going back to basics, to different ingredients that actually really work and why they really work. Different ingredients that are made for face skin. And I eat organic chicken, okay, but I have Botox. Like, there's a balance. So finding skincare that really works with the face skin. Not all natural products are good for your face.
Now, when it comes to then the types of products, like how would somebody know, like, oh, is this going to work well for my skin? Is it not going to work well? Is it just kind of trial and error? Is there tests you can do? Like, how does someone go through that process?
Right. So the ingredients, people sometimes will hear medical grade and think of dollar signs, thinking it's so expensive. Where in reality, a lot of our medical pharmaceutical grade ingredients will save them long term. It will work with the skin. So that cuts out so much of that allergic reaction if they're being guided correctly. So finding that professional that really understands the ingredients and the skin type is huge.
Got it. Now, you did talk about the media side of it. So, of course, media has played a huge role in the aesthetic world, not even just the aesthetic world, but lots of other industries as well. But particularly aesthetics because it's so visual.
Of
And
course.
so, do you think that social media has generally been a good net positive for the industry or a net negative for the industry? Because I mean, there's a good part where it's very easy to share your results and then you're able to get kind of the word out about it. But then there's also the bad side where it's setting these very unrealistic expectations, which we talked about earlier. So, do you think it's been overall a net positive or net negative for the industry?
Gosh, that is such a hard question. I would hate to give a generic answer like, well, it's 50-50, but for the business side of it, of course, social media is incredible, getting your name out there, educating people, learning, connecting with clients, showing who you are. On the client side, I would say the negative that concerns me is the young girls. they're younger and younger, wanting to spend so much money on skincare when they're 7, 10. Like that's concerning to me. That age group should be outside or whatever kids do these days, right? But so I think that's a little negative, setting expectations because of filters as well. People filter things. They have it almost plays a role of you're not good enough unless you're looking this way.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Now, Jennifer, where do you think the future of aesthetics is going? We talked a little bit about people looking for more the health side of it. I'm starting to see with other practitioners, people going for more of a natural look. But where do you think the future of aesthetics is going?
I think the future of aesthetics is going to be this aesthetic wellness center that not only, I don't think Botox and fillers are going anywhere. I think they're great. I think they work. They've been around for years and years. I think it's going to be a combination of doing it in a natural way to keep you looking like yourself, but a little bit more hydrated, awake, younger, and also really helping that client, not just today, but 10 years from now, be healthy on the inside, making sure that they're doing right, getting sleep, getting their hormones balanced. Hormones play such a big role in just the way your appearance, the way you feel, the way you age. So the IVs, the vitamins, I see such a shift. People light up when you talk about the wellness because they want to feel good. They want to look good. I think there's a big focus on health. And that's my personal drive. I love eating healthy and taking care of myself. So I think that's the future.
And that's a great segue into this next question. What is your vision for the Anlo Center of Aesthetics?
Yeah, we're really excited. In October, we already do the bioidentical hormones and the wellness piece, the IVs, but I've been holding out for a space in my building because I love my building. My landlord's amazing. So we've been out of space forever, to the point where I have to go out to my truck to make a phone call. So I stole someone's office today. So we are expanding to a office downstairs soon. So we'll have the top floor and the bottom floor, and we're going to really expand that wellness center and have that treatment plan for that long-term approach.
Nice. Okay. Well, Jennifer, what would you say also is the most important piece of advice you can give to someone who is thinking about getting some type of treatment or aesthetic procedure done, but isn't sure which provider to choose?
Yeah, I would definitely, ask your friends, because I believe we get our very best clients through our very best clients. Looking at reviews, definitely, and educating yourself, going for a consultation, maybe think about everything, get options, and stay true to what you want to do. Make sure that you feel comfortable with that provider, that they're educated.
Okay. Well, great advice there, Jennifer. And I have one last question for you, but before I ask it, I do want to point people to your website at anlocenter.com. Now, last question is, Jennifer, what does beauty mean to you?
Beauty to me is, that's an interesting question. I can clinically say symmetry, balance. When I look at someone, it's really they're looking in their eyes and seeing kindness and joy. Someone who is open and positive. I do think taking care of your skin, having smooth skin, taking care of yourself, dressing nice, having your makeup done, I feel like that's all part of beauty.
Okay.
Kindness is probably the best thing. Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful answer. Well, there you have it. Jennifer sharing her expertise. Now, Jennifer, where can people contact you in your practice?
My email address, they can contact me. And if they email right through the contact page on our website, it comes right to me. And when you sign up for our e-blasts, you automatically get this really awesome ebook that our lead injector, Nettie, put together. And it's a really nice piece of education. So they can email the website and it comes right to me.
Okay, awesome. Well, Jennifer, this is a pleasure. A lot of fun. Thank you for coming on the show and sharing your knowledge and all this information.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for listening to the Beauty Talk podcast. Any questions, please contact the practice directly with the contact information provided during the show. We'll see you again next time. Bye for now.